Hey folks, and welcome to this video in the Rhapsody Power Pack series. I'm Andy Lapping, and in this video I'll show you a couple of very useful helpers for creating and using custom views and legends. Let's start with custom views. And here we're talking about those that have a specific set of model elements as their criteria, such as this one, which only includes the engine block, the vehicle block, and any relationships between them. Now, if I apply that using the custom view window, then the diagram only shows those specific elements. Now, these are great, but they're very laborious to create. For example, this custom view is set to use model elements as its criteria, but it doesn't have any yet. To populate it, I'll click the criteria combo box and then click select, which opens a mini browser. And then I need to browse for the element I actually want to include in that view. If I want to add more elements, then I'm forced to repeat that process again for every single element I want to add. And that gets old real fast. So let's use the Power Pack. To create a new custom view, all I need to do is to select the set of elements that I want in it, which I can do in the model browser or I can do it on diagrams. Let's select the DAB radio, the leather seats and the sports trim from this diagram. To create the view, I'll use the menu Power Pack, Custom Views, Create Custom View of Selected Elements. Now that doesn't actually create the view yet. It opens a dialog. And this is the same dialog that you'll get if you edit an existing custom view, which we'll see in a moment. And when we do, we'll also explore the various options here. For now though, I'll simply click this From Table button to create the custom view. The new custom view is highlighted in the model browser, and if I expand it, there we can see the tags, we can see where Rhapsody actually stores that criteria information. Let's give that a name. Let's call it Optional Extras. Now it's worth noting here that custom views are actually new terms and they're based on packages, so you cannot have spaces in their names. In the custom view window, I can now apply that new view. Now using that window applies it to the model browser and optionally to all of the diagrams. If I want to apply it to a single diagram, then I'll right-click the diagram background and use this Custom View dialog. Now let's edit that custom view. So Power Pack, Custom Views, and this time Edit Custom View. Now if we want to add additional model elements to that view, all I need to do is select them in Rhapsody. Let's select the sunroof and the transmission. And then I'll click Add from Rhapsody. And that just populates it into the table. Clicking From Table will then update the custom view with all of the elements in the table. I can then toggle that view on and off to see the effects. Now the transmission isn't exactly an optional extra, so let's remove it. Now you can remove elements from the table using the context menu, but you don't necessarily need to do that, as there are other ways to update the view. This button here is multifunctional. I can update the view from the entire table, or from the selected or visible elements in it. For example, if I select the transmission, and then I click From Selected, now the custom view only contains the transmission. If I click Invert Selection, and then I click From Selected, well now the transmission isn't part of that custom view. I can also filter this table using a regular expression. Clicking From Visible updates the view from whatever is currently visible in the table, whether it is selected or not. Now it's worth noting also here that From Selected doesn't care if the elements are visible or not, only that they are selected. So lots of options to actually create the custom view. Alright, let's create a second custom view. this time for the essential elements, which is the vehicle, the transmission, the engine, and the wheels. And I'll also use just the easy from table option to create a view for all of those. And then lastly, let's give that a name. Let's call that one Essentials. Okay, now let's talk about legends. Now, the easiest way to explain them is to create one, which we can do in various ways. Now, I can create an empty one by right-clicking this diagram background and then selecting Power Pack, Custom Views, Create Legend. That legend is added to the diagram and an editor opens to populate it. Let's add a new view. Views provide a way to map the legend to a custom view in the model. I can select the custom view here using this combo box, and then I'll edit the name of the view. Now here I can provide a more user-friendly name than the custom view itself, which of course doesn't allow characters like spaces. Now I could add a second one for the Essentials custom view, but instead I'll show you another way to create legends. Let's delete this one. Now if I select one or more custom views and then I run that exact same helper, legend gets created and it also gets pre-populated with new views mapped to those selected custom views. Now since no diagram was involved there, that was created at package level. Let's delete that one and we'll do one more. This time I'll select both the custom views that I want and I'll also select a diagram, and then I'll run that same helper again. This time it's added to the diagram and it's also pre-populated. Now you can select multiple diagrams if you want to, in which case the legend will be added to all of them. Now we've created a legend, let's use it. One of the problems with Rhapsody's own menu to apply custom views to a diagram is that it doesn't scale. This is a flat list of all of the custom views from anywhere in the model. As that list gets longer, this dialog becomes less usable. Legends avoid that problem by providing a specific list of custom views which can be applied to this diagram. To apply them, I'll right-click the legend and I'll select Power Pack, Custom Views, Apply Legend. Now here I can apply one or more views to that diagram simply by selecting them. Lastly, formatting. Now as you may already know, custom views can apply formatting when they are applied. Now there is no support for this in the Rhapsody API, so there is no way to automate it, but it's simple enough to do it manually. Let's format the optional extras custom view. And there we'll use Rhapsody's standard formatting dialog to colour blocks, or in this case classes, the underlying UML term, and we'll colour them in red. Now if we apply both custom views, all of the blocks are visible, but the optional ones are in red. One last thing we can do is to select the text of the view inside the legend and colour that using the formatting toolbar. And now we have a graphical key of the colour coding, basically a legend. Now these capabilities work on any diagram in Rhapsody. For example, here on this activity diagram, we can highlight or filter specific paths using custom views and one of those legends. Well, that's it for this video. Over the course of this series, we'll explore the rest of the Rhapsody Power Pack features that will greatly improve your Rhapsody user experience. So please do subscribe if you want to be notified as those videos get published. But for now, thanks for watching.